Hello everybody and welcome to episode 22 of Controllers and Coffee. We're going to have a big old conversation today about some exciting stuff in the games industry. But
As
before
always.
we do, I want to introduce my co-host and dear friend, Kat Direckt. How are you, Kat?
Yo, so good. You know, it's the start of my weekend, so what's not to love?
Me too. How good's that? I actually get a weekend off.
Yup!
We before we get going, we've got a couple of little bits of housekeeping. If you don't know already, we have our own Twitter for the podcast now, over on at ControllersPod. We have a new link for our audio version of the podcast, which is now anchor.fm/controllersandcoffee. And we'd love it for you to go and review or rate the podcast on Apple Podcasts, or if your podcast service of choice has reviews or ratings. Go give us a 5-star review if you like what we do.
5 out of 5.
5 or
5 only.
bust.
5 or, you know, unless it's out of 10, then we want a 10.
Yeah, true. Don't give us a 5 out of 10.
Please.
Well, we got lots to cover today. There's been some exciting acquisitions. If you don't already know, you probably do, because I did a video about it 2 days ago. But before we do that, we're going to talk about some games we've been playing, because that's what we're all here for. Video games. Kat, take it away. What have you been playing this week?
I've been playing what is, in my sphere, the biggest 2 games to be around this week. So I've been playing Valheim and I've been playing Loop Hero. Both fantastic.
Hell yeah. Well, what do you want to start with? Valheim?
Yeah. Let's go with Valheim. I started with that one this week, so
Sweet.
it's a good place to go. Now, it has, I'm just going to preface, it has no right being as good as it is. Like, it does not look very good. If you have a cursory glance at it, you're like, okay, low poly man in an open world, hitting deer. Great. Whatever. Like $30. Schmeh. But it is so good. Everything is so rewarding. Like, you just want to, like, if the first time you do everything, you level up. Fucking, you come out, you fucking punch a rock, and they're like, punch, barehanded, level up. And you're like, what? You jump, level up. You start running,
Sick.
Run, level up. Like, it is so satisfying to just exist in the world, because everything you do gets you better at that useless skill. But, like, if you keep running places, you can run places better. Amazing. You can get better at jumping. You just get better at beating the shit out of things. Chopping wood. Like, everything levels up. Every task is the perfect balance between, you know, annoying collection but rewarding, and also you're leveling up. Like, so everything is just so fun. You're like, I need to make a wall, I gotta go get wood. You run out there, as you're running across the field to the tree, your run levels up. Sweet.
Nice.
You go and you're beating on the trees and your wood cutting levels up. You're like, fucking hell yeah. Like, it is so much fun. And like, it's a beta, I think. Let me open it up. I think. Let me put it over here. Oh my god, Steam, why is you so big? Why is you so big? But man,
Yeah,
is it
early access.
Yeah, early access, that's the one.
Yeah.
But like, as far as I can tell, like, the story they're presenting is fully there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mad.
what do I care?
And for those who aren't aware of what it is, it's a survival game, kind of in the vein of what games would you say? Rust? Yeah, Rust. What's the other one called? God, there's about 4 million of them.
Yeah,
The
imagine
forest?
it's
Is it the
Minecraft,
forest?
but not blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like, yeah, there's dungeons that you get to go in, so yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Like, it's just so good. You could play with 10 people can be on a server.
Right.
So Sam at work has set up a custom server, and it's just always running on an old Mac Mini, I think he said, so we can always just pop in and out.
Nice.
It's so good, and like the story, from what I understand, of the story thus far, is like you need to defeat X amount of bosses to prove your worth and help Odin out, whatever. And as far as I can tell, like all those bosses are in there. Like I'm interested to see what more will arrive. Because I truly know nothing about the game before I popped into it. I was like, yeah, I know exactly what this looks like, but let's go experience it. And my experience has been great. But let me tell you, also heartbreaking, I spent a day fucking rafting across a river, right? I get over there, start building a house, and all these assholes come out of the forest and beat me and my friend up. He fucking dies, so I gotta spend the night rafting back and the next day rafting back across again to finish my house. And right as I finish it, a fucking troll comes out, one hits him, and then beats my house into fucking oblivion. Like, I've got only wood left. I don't have anything. And then it's nighttime. And my raft gets broken because he knocks down a tree that rolls down the hill and crushes my raft, so I can't go anywhere. I got no materials. I'm like hiding behind this rock trying to kill this troll, which I did do with my fucking base bow and arrows. And then I just had to fucking wait all night while it rained. I was wet and cold on the shore, just waiting, hoping for my friend to build a raft again and get back over. And I pile of fucking wood from my house. But when you break your house, it doesn't go back into all of the wood, so I don't have enough wood to rebuild a house.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
But it's so fun.
And that's like the thing that happens in a survival game that I'm like, you know what? Fuck this, and I put the controller down and I walk away. But if you kept playing after that's a sign of a good game, I think.
Yeah, it's really good. And like I run up the coast a little bit. I'm like, this place is clearly shit because a troll came and fucked up my house. And all those other grey dwarfs came out and fucked up my house. So I'm moving. So I ran up the coast a little bit, start building this house. I build a second story on it and I'm like, oh, what's that? That stone thing over there. That looks like a little stone house. I might just rock up there and see what that is. Fucking skeletons! They are so much stronger than me, but whatever, my house is still there and it's great. Like, also, it turns out that fucking river that I crossed, it's the same island. I could have run a rafting fucking 2 days in a row.
Oh, that's so
But
funny.
that's my bad.
That's
my bad for not exploring.
Well, that sounds like an absolute load of fun. It's kind of, what's the word? Like Norse? Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So you're doing all this stuff. Like, the premise of the game is that Odin locked away all his enemies in a 10th world and separated it from the world tree, sort of like a purgatory. But all of the enemies are growing in power. So you get selected and a bunch of warriors get selected and placed on that 10th world to try and help him defeat his enemies, that sort of thing. Nice. That's literally it. And I fought one boss, and it was fucking sick. And I'm up to fighting the second boss, but it's so far away.
Is it, I think I asked you this offline, but is it like procedurally generated map, or is it the same map for everybody who plays?
It's a seed.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Seed
cool.
generated.
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so, let me tell you that the seed, Poo Poo Peep, which is the seed I used. The first boss is literally right next to the spawn. So
oh, Jesus Christ.
But the second boss is so fucking far away. It's like literally half the map. I don't know how I'm going to get there. So if you want an easy first boss, Poo Poo Peep is the seed to go for.
That's fucking hilarious. Of course it is. Who wouldn't go for that one?
Why not?
All right, well, before we talk about your other game, which I know you've probably got a lot of great things to talk about, I was like,
yeah, let's share the airtime.
Let's play a new game. Let's play something that's on Game Pass. And I was looking at this like new releases, and I was like, there's not really a lot out on console at the moment. So I'm going to go through Game Pass and try and find something. For some reason, I chose to download and play Elite Dangerous, which is like a 1-to-1 recreation of the Milky Way, and I have no idea why I chose to do this to myself.
That won't take long at all.
Nah, should
It's
be
a
right.
one-to-one
Finish that off in
recreation.
a couple of sittings. So I started playing it, did the tutorial. It's really fun. It's kind of like everything I've ever dreamed of in a video game, because like
Oh yeah.
I've always wanted to play Eve online, but like it's too like hands off, like strategy style. Like you're not physically piloting a ship or anything like that. So this seems like it might scratch that itch for me, and it's pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
it's like when you first see like you first like jump to a new star system, and there's like a massive like space station that you have to land on and stuff. It's like, man, this is so cool. And so did the tutorial, got my ship, and was like, all right, I got a mission to go to this place. And the first thing I did, accidentally, was just jumped to a new star system and just flew directly at the sun. And like,
Bro, I'm a bit cold.
got to a certain point, and it was like, heat level, off the charts kind of thing. And it's like my whole
Way too
shit
much fire.
shaking and like fire, like it's getting hot, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like trying to get away from the sun. Gravity's pulling me in. Thankfully, I escaped from it. Now I've learned how to actually successfully pilot my ship, but it was a rough first take. But it's really fun. I've just been going around making some money this morning, and jumping from one system back, and then like delivering packages to try and build up some cash. And I just upgraded and got a mining laser on my ship, so I'm gonna go
Hell yeah.
do a bit of exploring and mine some things and make some cash. And I'm really excited. I'm like, I also
It sounds good, but I don't want to invest all my time into that.
yeah,
It sounds fantastic though.
I've got to like split that up between playing that and playing other games, because it's I guess it's an MMO. I don't know. I guess that's what genre it is. I haven't seen. Oh, actually, maybe I've seen a couple of people flying around, but I'm in the starting area of the game. So my next mission is literally leave the starting area, and once I dock outside of there, I can't return to the starting area. So it's just for starting the game. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep playing that for a bit, and we shall see how long it lasts. But it's like it's the kind of game where. Sorry, you go.
When you dock, what do you do?
So
Because you've spoken a lot about star travel, but I don't know anything about the game. But it sounds
essentially, when you dock at a spaceport or something like that, you're just like, I've just turned in missions or picked up new missions, and like you're still in your craft. And I've like upgraded a few things on my ship to get my mining laser and a new like power generator, like refinery thing, so you can actually mine stuff and then refine it and then sell it on. But you can just upgrade your ship, and there's sometimes, and I haven't found these yet, I think because I'm in the starting area, there's like people you can pick up and take to a destination as a mission as well, so you can go to like the passenger lounge, and
you could be a taxi.
pretty much, yeah. And I was watching a video on like things beginners should know, and it's like the most lucrative things are like just like doing passenger transport, or just like retrieving materials and taking it somewhere else, because combat is like way too not worth the pain. And I was like, cool, I'm just gonna start off
You're
being
like, cool, peaceful.
Yeah, pretty much start off being a little trader, fly my crappy little ship around until I've got enough money to buy a new ship, and then trade more things and go mining, and just kind of keep to myself for a while, and we'll see how that shakes out.
How that works out, yeah.
There'll probably be some pirate.
He just comes out and just like whacks you, and he's like, yoink.
I'll probably go into the wrong star system, and it'll be like pirates everywhere, or some PvP dude looking to kill people. But
he's like, this is the PvP zone. What are you here for?
I'll probably get murdered. But we'll see. I'm enjoying it at the moment, but I gotta make sure I do play other games, because as we'll talk later, there's a bunch of exciting games on Game Pass right now. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, that is my first little dip into Elite Dangerous, and I'll get back to you next week about how I'm
See
feeling
how
about
far
it in a
you've
week's
gone.
time. I'll be like, oh yeah, no, I gave up on that game. No.
Nah, I'm done with that one. I'm done. It's too big. I
Yeah,
can't think of it
I
all.
finished it, man. You know.
I finished it. It's just a small game. It's just the Milky Way.
Sweet. All right. Well, tell us about Loop Hero.
Dude, so I saw about half an hour's worth of a stream on Loop Hero on like Monday, Tuesday. Immediately, I bought this game. I'm playing it. I love it. It's like it's a roguelite, a roguelike, and the premise is all of the stars have disappeared from the sky, and the world and everything you know and everyone's memories and everything is gone. And you load into literally just a randomly generated loop, and all the tiles are the wasteland, and your little guy just walks along, and you or pause. There's like a planning or a playing mode, and you play, and the guy just walks around, finds a slime, smacks it, and when you kill enemies, they drop weapons and gear, and they also drop like a card deck that goes along the bottom. And the aim of the game is obviously to get better gear so that you can fight more enemies. And the cards that you get, you put down, and it changes the world that you're in. So you can add like a spider's nest, so you'll get spider enemies, or you can add a city, or like a vampire's house, like all this sort of shit. So that when you go around the loop, you just keep going around and around and around, and fighting harder things and trying to level up until you've placed enough cards that the boss spawns. And then you try and fight the boss, which I have not beat. And you are collecting resources the whole way. And when you die, you go to a town where the only thing these people can remember is the little town that you're making for them and you. Everyone else, as soon as they leave the town, they're like immediately forgotten, and they're gone forever. But you can leave and come back. So you go and get materials and come back, and you build up this town, which gives you perks so that you can go out and keep playing and doing more stuff. And like it has it's a really simple but really addictive game. It's so fun. Like, it's so good. Everything about it is fantastic. And like the art is phenomenal. There's a CRT mode that you can put over it to get like the sweet like screen lines filter. But it also has like, even though it's such a small game, it has like accessibility options in terms of like color and fonts, so that you can change, because it's all pixely font, you can change it to regular font or dyslexic friendly fonts, which is amazing. Like, it's so fucking good. So it's made by 4 Quarters, and it's published by Devolver Digital. And I can't believe I didn't see anything about it before it came out, because we talk about Devolver shit all the time. And I played Devolver's like freaking game that they made, and we always watch the conferences. I don't think I've ever seen this shit before in my life.
Yeah, when I was looking at shots of it, I don't think I've seen it at all either. And also, the art is really cool. Like it really looks like an old game. Like I know a lot of games are pixely, but like this looks like an old game. Even like the menu on the side and stuff. Like I'm just looking at screenshots, and I don't know how any of it works, but it's really like super old school looking.
Yeah, and like when you get into the fight, so you walk around the loop and you find an enemy, you don't press anything. It just idle loops and hits. So like your stats that you've gained will determine the outcome of the fight. But if, say, there's like 3 enemies and one of them dies and it drops gear, as soon as you hover over the gear, the game pauses so that you can change your gear without you dying, which is amazing. And like you can change heaps of settings to like auto pause after a battle, so it's easier for you to not have to try and flicker pause and all that sort of stuff. But like it's so simple but so fucking good, and the music slaps. Like it is amazing. Like I cannot get over the music, and I read that it's Devolver's fastest selling soundtrack because it's so fucking good, bro. Like
that's a crazy statistic as well. Like, because Devolver,
hours.
Wow.
Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
I
12
think the
hours.
whole OST is like just over an hour.
Wow. I guess people are just putting it on repeat.
They're just like, boom, play it, because it's really good. Like, it's so good. Oh man, that game is so good. And like, when you die, if you're doing the loops, right, and you beat the boss, you get to keep everything. But there's also the option when you're going around the loop, there's a camp. And every time you go around and you meet the camp, you can retreat from the loop if it's getting too hard, and you keep all your stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what?
Or you can keep going, and if you die, you get to keep 30% of your stuff.
That's
And then
cool.
you need to use that to level up your buildings, because the new buildings you get give you new cards for your deck to build your loop. They give you new abilities, like I got the ability to actually level up so I can get things throughout the level, and they give you new classes. So you really want to keep those materials, but like one loop will seem really easy, or like you're like, okay, I'm getting a bit damaged, but it's fine. But each loop is normally about 3 days of time in the game.
Okay.
And so that next loop just gets so hard so quickly. And it's like, oh no, my stuff! I'm gonna lose it all! It's so sad! But very amazing. And also the developers are so excited by the sales. Obviously, they are a small team published by Devolver, so they've had 500,000 sales this week. And they are...
Crazy.
I know, so many. And they are looking at adding new classes and new decks as well for their game, so that there's more for people to enjoy, because it is fantastic.
Like PC gaming really blows my mind sometimes. How does a game just become the next big thing? Like it seems like Valheim and Loop Hero are both just like
At the same time!
they just come out and they just kill it. And I swear I haven't seen that much marketing for Loop Hero, and Valheim I think was just one of those just somehow in early access becomes the biggest thing on the planet.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, it's so weird. We talked about it in one of our earlier episodes. You know, the explosion of games that we've had, and then we attributed it to like COVID lock-in and how these games are like getting phenomenal amounts of audience so quickly. But there's not so much lock-in going on anymore. Like, a lot of countries are out of lockdown. A lot of places have vaccines going through. But, you know, maybe this is gamer culture now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe like I guess in most other media it's very similar. Like, you'll have like a standout book that suddenly
Tiger
gets
King.
attention.
Tiger King.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
becomes like the biggest show on the internet.
Exactly. Or like Harry Potter and Twilight and shit, like from authors that no one gave a shit about, and then suddenly they've exploded into popularity.
Yeah.
And same thing can happen with TV shows and movies and music. You know, an artist that's never been heard before just explodes. Maybe, you know, gaming is breaking into that bubble of media where finally things are able to really explode. And it's not like we've not had incredibly popular things before. It's just the jettison into popularity.
Yeah, and it's cool because, like, unlike most other media except maybe music, these are like unknown indie games as well. It's not like that. It's like a Ubisoft game that didn't get properly marketed. It's like these are just tiny little, you know, bedroom developers like Among Us and Phasmophobia, and like, you know, these are not big studios. They're not well known. They just kind of get into the you know the mainstream just by existing, and then I guess
getting lucky.
Stuff like Steam charts probably help. It's like someone buys it, a whole bunch of people buy it, and then, you know, that puts it up on the charts higher, and then more people see it, and then when you search, it's going to come up higher on the list, and then people are going to download it, and it's got lots of good reviews and all that kind of stuff, and it's like snowball effect. Which it's so sick. I love seeing that for these little indie developers. But Loop Hero is like published by like arguably the best and the biggest and best indie publisher, but I still hadn't heard of it. But now it's like ubiquitous. Everybody I know who plays on PC is like loving this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I mentioned it at work, and like Jonathan was like, "Excuse me?
Yeah.
What did you say you were going to play? I'm going to go and watch your stream tonight." Like it's just, it's really just jettisoned out of nowhere, and the art is so nice. Like, I really like this game, and like I logged into Steam this morning, and I had Steam trading cards for it because they, gained enough popularity that they decided to add the Steam trading cards. Like it's fantastic.
Awesome.
Fucking love it. I love it.
Is awesome. Okay, well, let's go on to our next topic, which is a question from a commenter on YouTube. Thank you to NO. It's not no, because it has a space in between, apparently. NO on YouTube, who's always in the comments. Appreciate your support.
Love it.
He asks, clearly this year is going to be focused on acquisitions in the video game industry. Who do you guys think will be the next to get bought out, and who's going to be the next buyer? And I'll preface this with saying that we are going to obviously talk about the Microsoft stuff, but after this. So we'll cover this first. Although there is a little bit of, yes.
Yeah. And did he ask this before that deal went through?
No. So this was after my video on the Bethesda deal, which you should go watch if you haven't already. He also asked a really good question last week. I kind of answered it in the comments about a similar topic around Epic buying or acquiring studios after we spoke about Mediatonic. So this kind of leads back into that. I want to hear from you, Kat. You've got some interesting tidbits in here that I'm really excited to hear.
I've only got the one really, because it's a rumor that is obviously in my interests. So I have been seeing floating around on the rumor mill that Xbox might be looking to acquire FromSoft, but all of this rumor mill comes from just two pieces of information. Now, the first one is a true piece of real-life knowledge that Phil Spencer said in an interview, I'm not sure if it was an interview, but he said to Games Industry, he said, "I think it would be nice if we found an Asian studio, in particular a Japanese studio, to add to our studios." And then later on also said that, they've been having Elden Ring on stage and things like that, hinting that these are some great studios is what he was talking about. Not hinting at that FromSoft in particular, but he was talking about some great studios that they've had on the Xbox stage, and one of them that they mentioned was FromSoft. The other thing that people are hinging on is that in the background of one of Phil's videos, just like my background right here, there's a fucking piece of FromSoft merch, like say it's here, right next to an Xbox logo. Say this is Xbox instead of PlayStation. And here's a piece of FromSoft merch right next to it. And they're like, therefore, FromSoft is getting acquired by Xbox. Which I hope doesn't happen. But
I saw people speculating about that, and it's like another one.
I just want to highlight how stupid that is. That you're gonna put. He has so much merch in his background. You're gonna be like, the FromSoft thing right next to the logo. It's gonna happen.
There was also the Ludens thing from Kojima, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
It's like the same picture. I'm like, it's
it's a bit
crazy,
a bit wild. I absolutely don't think they would sell to Xbox.
I don't think so either. I mean, they've done Sony exclusivity with Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I think that if they wanted,
And Demon Souls, the original,
and Demon Souls,
obviously,
yeah,
and the remake, but
I, yeah, well, the remake,
wasn't them. But yeah.
yeah. I think if they wanted to partner, they have an obvious partner. You know, like if they wanted to enter that sort of deal, I feel like they would be going Sony's way. But I hope they
But
go
also,
neither.
yeah, I do as well. I also think like money does talk, and if
It does.
the right amount of money came up from whoever it would be, I think they might say yes. But I also hope they don't, because as
I
much
think
as I
something in my heart just says like, no, continue.
no, you're right. I just think like as good as acquisitions are, sometimes I think like not everyone should be owned by a conglomerate.
I was going to say the same thing. I think that one of the like interesting parts about the creation of all the FromSoft games is how much Miyazaki wants to do what he wants to do. You know, like he's doing it this way because that's his vision and that's what's happening. And I don't think that I think the studio works incredibly well under that, umbrella of what they're aiming to do becomes what they're doing. And I would hate for that to then fall under another company and have that potentially change. So they always seem in like, the stories that I've read and the interviews that I've read that they're very strong on that like they want to do what they want to do. And I don't think that they would want to become a studio under another head to avoid that.
Yeah.
Also, there are rumors that Xbox is looking to get Platinum Games under their umbrella anyway. So, take Platinum Games.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because like they were gonna do Scalebound with Platinum Games. That was meant to be an Xbox exclusive, and then it got cancelled. Yeah. And people have always said, "Oh, it was Xbox's fault," and then people have said, "Oh, it was Platinum's fault." I guess that's probably something we'll never know.
No,
but yeah, I wonder if like that failed project may stand in the way of them ever working with Platinum again in an exclusive kind of format, or are people just throwing around big studios,
hoping one of them's right.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they've got one Japanese studio now with Tango through the Bethesda deal, but also there's probably a lot of other Japanese studios that are like not the biggest, massive studios. I mean, Platinum Games is like, it's a really well-known studio, but also they're not releasing blockbusters every year or anything like that. And some of their games are like super weird, awesome, but very weird.
Titles.
Continuing on with Microsoft, I couldn't really think of that many acquisitions that might go on, but I still get the feeling that if Microsoft are going to buy more smaller studios, that Asobo could definitely be in that. Like they are developing Flight Sim for them, and they've worked on HoloLens before. They've worked on like multi-platform games as well, like Plague Tale and some like licensed games. They also have their own engine, which is what's running Flight Simulator. So it's like they're a perfect fit for Xbox. That'd be awesome.
I agree. I think that would be a good choice.
Other than that, I realized that EA bought Codemasters, which is just insane. It's like one of the biggest, most well-known racing developers has now been bought by EA, and I don't know if they're going to get them to make Need for Speed, or are they going to
Need for Speed?
Are they going to turn Dirt into an EA series? I'm not sure, but that's a weird acquisition that kind of came out of nowhere.
EA already makes Dirt,
and EA, hey,
like garbage.
Yeah, Dirt. Yeah.
Like,
That is so fucking true. That's good. I like that. Other than that, I can't really think. I don't like, people love to be like, oh, well, they got Bethesda and now Microsoft are going to buy Ubisoft. No, they're not. They're fucking not. It's not.
no,
gonna
they're
happen.
not.
That is not going to happen.
I wonder where the end is because, like, I don't mind exclusives. I think they're great. But I'd also hate for everything to be either or, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
They've acquired a lot of fucking studios, Xbox, obviously. Calm down, bro. What do you need? What are you doing?
But then when we compare that to like Embracer Group that we looked at the other day, and they've got like, what is it, 59 studios.
59 studios. What are they doing?
And they're not that big studios, but I don't know. 23 seems pretty tame compared to that. Plus, I think I know people are like, oh, it's monopolization and stuff, but it's like, I mean, it's only 8 studios that they bought in one package. Like, it's not exactly. There are thousands of game developers in the world, and I think Ubisoft has its own suite of more than 20 studios, which are all just Ubisoft studios, and they're not like, some of them were once other studios, and they've been turned into Ubisoft this or Ubisoft that, or they've created their own. But Microsoft also like built Turn 10, Coalition, 343 from the ground up, and the Initiative from the ground up. So, not all of their studios are just purchased either.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us nicely into our final topic, which is obvious. Bethesda and Xbox are now one big old family. And if you haven't watched, I don't know if you've watched this either, but if you haven't watched the little, like, Bethesda joins Xbox trailer, it's about 2 minutes long.
Oh,
and it's
I did. Yeah.
the weekend. Oh my god, it's like the best trailer I've ever seen. I love it so much. It's so clever. So, with that in mind, 20 Bethesda games have just been announced to come to Game Pass this week, which is amazing.
Wasn't it like tomorrow?
Well, sorry, I think it's today. Yeah.
Today!
Yeah.
But you know where we are, so
yeah,
it might not be today.
We're in the future, so it's probably yesterday.
Yeah.
By the time this goes out, they should be out anyway. And also, there's been an hour-long roundtable with Phil Spencer, Matt Booty, Aaron Greenberg, Todd Howard, Uncle Pete Hines, and a few other people from Bethesda. And then, like, they have, like, little kind of introductions from all the studios as well, or the big studios at least. And it's really, really interesting. They talk about a lot of collaboration and stuff. But let's talk about the games that are on Game Pass.
Hell yeah!
Today. Most of them are coming to PC as well as consoles. So
Yeah.
All right. Dishonored 1 and 2. Doom 1, 2, 3, 64, and Doom Eternal. Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, and Fallout 76. Prey, Rage 2, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, and Elder Scrolls Online. The Evil Within, Wolfenstein New Order, Old Blood, and Young Blood. That's sick.
Woo!
Give me your thoughts. What do you want to play?
I want to play Dishonored. Haven't played them.
Oh my god. You fucking love it. They're so good.
Yeah, they look good. Might play around with Doom, but it's not really my thing. I mean, clearly it's that male power fantasy thing, so maybe that's why, but who knows, really.
That is a fair assessment.
I don't know if I'll play Fallout. Like, I've played little bits of them, but I just, maybe one day.
New Vegas.
I think
New
at
Vegas
this point it's a
excellent.
bit, yeah, New Vegas would be the one that I would want to try, because I hear great things, but you know how I am about playing older, buggier games. So who knows? Who knows if that'll also time. Prey,
Yes,
I
time.
want to play.
Yes. Yeah. I
Rage
haven't
2,
played.
forget about it.
Nope.
I've already played Skyrim. I didn't play Morrowind or Oblivion or Elder Scrolls Online, but forget about them. I am interested in how Elder Scrolls Online will work with Game Pass, though.
It's already on Game Pass.
Yeah,
Sure.
I haven't paid attention. Like,
I think
what do I need to pay for?
I think last time I checked, I'm pretty sure it's like up to maybe the Morrowind expansion,
Okay.
which is like
Oh yeah, we talked about this before.
yeah.
Yeah. There is quite a bit actually in there. I remember.
But I have a feeling now that they own it, it might just be the whole shebang.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, like will that change? Because like, why would you add it to the list? You know?
Yeah, because it's like 20 games now on Game Pass,
and same
but
with
some of
76.
these are already on there.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
76 includes, I'm pretty sure, the latest expansions.
Okay.
It's like Destiny. Like, everything is on Game Pass now.
Yeah, but
like,
in Destiny, you still have to buy the yearly stuff, like the seasons and the season passes.
Are you sure? On console?
No.
Because I'm pretty sure.
Sure?
Because
No, not at all.
Beyond Light is on Xbox Game Pass
Yeah.
for console.
Yeah, Beyond Light includes like all the game and the base stuff, but it doesn't include this year's content. So you'll still get like some new maps and stuff, maybe in like your PvP and things, but you won't get the new story content and stuff like that. You need to pay for that and pay for the season pass to get some of the content as well.
But I'm guessing that okay, I'm with you. Yeah, makes sense.
Evil Within, I have watched playthroughs of that many times because I just really like it. However, even though I've watched playthroughs of it many times, it's always while I'm doing something else, so I don't really know what's happening in it.
Yeah.
So I might play that because it's very interesting to me, but I'm also a huge baby, so maybe not. And I'm just not going to bother with Wolfenstein.
No, that male power fantasy again.
You know.
And Youngblood's trash. So.
And Youngblood was poo-poo, so why would I bother?
Pretty much. Yeah, I think you'd love Dishonored. It's the whale punk aesthetic is amazing. And the gameplay and the combat is amazing, and everything about it is amazing. It's the best. Out of those games, like, well, I've played a lot of them. I still haven't played Doom Eternal. Yeah, so I'm gonna play Prey.
Well, Nate. Yeah, it's a bit spooky though too.
It does look a bit spooky. I want to play the Wolfenstein series, but I don't know if I'll give it time, and I want to play Doom Eternal. You never know. I might play Elder Scrolls. I might play New Vegas again, but that's a lot of hours to invest.
Yeah, all of these seem like a lot of time.
Well, Dishonored's only about 15 to 20 hours.
That's not so bad.
Nice, concise.
But still, that's a lot of time for me.
It is. You can finish it.
I don't have 20 hours.
Over a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
One thing I just want a quote from this roundtable discussion that I want to say is Phil Spencer said he's talking about like essentially like we've seen the comments. He's like, I watched the podcast, and he's like, well, if you're watching this one, Phil, g'day.
G'day, what's up? Love your work.
He said, essentially, like on the topic of exclusives, he said, this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. So, essentially, PC, Xbox, cloud, not, he didn't say what games were going to be exclusive or what games wouldn't. He kind of said, like, we're going to keep to the games that are on the platforms they're on and the ones that have a legacy, and then...
Yeah, the legacy is the bit that interests me the most, because I feel like a lot of games have a legacy on consoles. Like a lot of these games that they're adding. Like... have
Yeah.
a legacy on PlayStation. How far does
Yeah,
the
I mean,
legacy need to extend before? Like, I'm interested to see how that goes.
yeah. And he also said, like, you know, their current business deals will
Go
play
ahead,
out,
yeah.
which is, yeah, Ghostwire and Deathloop, essentially saying they're coming eventually, but they can't.
Ghostfire!
I'm so excited for that game. I think that's awesome. Like, I know there's so much like discourse about this, but it's like they're going to make the new games exclusive. Why the fuck wouldn't they?
Yeah, no, like it makes sense. I just the only part I'm interested in about that, like obviously it makes sense that they would make them exclusive. I really do wonder about the legacy that they're talking about. Like, how much legacy does it need to have before you're going to continue that legacy, and then how long would you continue that for? Like,
But
who
also,
knows?
like, does that mean like games like, I don't know, Doom or Elder Scrolls, like that just means their legacy on PC, which is where they came from?
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I was thinking.
I don't. I think people often think of like PlayStation and immediately, but it's like, yeah, but like there are other platforms like out there. It's not just PlayStation. Like, you know,
Yeah,
obviously PC is kind of where Bethesda comes from originally. I mean, Morrowind came to Xbox, the original Xbox, because they had a partnership with Microsoft, and then Oblivion came first to Xbox 360, and then it later came to PS3. But the legacy of that publisher is really on
PC. Yeah,
not PlayStation, not Nintendo consoles. That's for sure.
yeah, definitely no.
But we'll see. We'll see. It was funny though. Todd Howard pretty much straight up said like, we screwed up Fallout 76. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, well, I don't think he needed to admit that. It just everybody knows that. Like, you're not admitting what you think you're admitting, Toddy. Like
Yeah, we
everybody saw that.
all knew. We all knew it. Oh, that's funny. They're also they wouldn't say when things were gonna get, you know, shown more, but they did say summer, so you know it's gonna be E3 kind of time.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get to see. I'm calling Starfield will be shown in a big way, like coming out in October this year.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think like for Xbox to go
You
Starfield
really?
in October, and then Halo in November.
I don't think Starfield's coming out.
You don't reckon?
I think Starfield's coming out like I think it's coming out like 22, 23. Maybe.
Really? Okay.
I just like I know Starfield's the one that's coming out next. But like where's anything been? I don't know.
They
if
they never show their games though, like early.
I know, but like we've got nothing. You know, no rumors or leaks or shit. Like
Oh no,
I don't know.
there've been leaks. There've been like screenshot leaks and stuff.
I feel like it's further out.
Fallout 4, yeah, no, you could be right, especially with COVID. Fallout 4 was announced like 3 months before it came out though. Like Todd Howard likes to announce a game and then release it soon after. I think the only reason they
keep his bullshit close to his vest.
pretty much. I think the only reason they showed Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 teasers is because like people just wouldn't shut the fuck up about it, and there were lots of leaks about Starfield, and so they were like, you know what, fine, yes, it's real. But I don't know, it's gotta be, it's been like
no, they're gonna show fucking Skyrim Enhanced Edition again. Yes. That's what's gonna come out in October.
Yeah, actually, hold on. November the 11th this year will be 10 years. It'll be 10-year anniversary Skyrim edition.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're going to have. Forget about anything else.
I think you called it. Fuck. You can't escape Skyrim. I also think
Skyrim never ends.
I don't know if Arcane would do 2 games within 2 years, but like main Arcane studio in Austin, like they've got to be announcing something at some point, and I really hope it's Dishonored 3. But
That would be cool,
Deathloop
especially since
coming
if
out.
we've got Dishonored 1 and 2 here now.
Exactly. But then people say that that series is done, and I don't know. I just dream for more Dishonored because it's so fun.
I
Maybe
truly
Prey
don't know.
2. But yes,
Oh, Prey 2, that would be cool.
Prey 2, yeah. Because Prey was meant to be Prey 2. I don't know. There's a whole confusing thing behind that.
Yeah. That was weird.
And then like their other studio, Roundhouse, used to be the team that made the original Prey, Human Head Studios, and then they dissolved, and then Bethesda hired all of those developers to create a new studio, which is the same studio pretty much.
Yeah.
And they said in this roundtable that they're not talking about what they're working on. They said it's a secret essentially at the moment. So we'll see.
Nice. I'm so excited though. I just want more games. And, because I have a PC and a PlayStation, I have the best of both worlds.
Exactly. And they could make they could get the Age of Empires team to make a Bethesda real-time strategy game, make it PC only, and then you're set.
Yeah.
Because I know that's your style.
That's what I want. That's definitely what I
When I
want.
think PC games, I think real-time strategy, because you can't have that on another platform, except Halo Wars.
Well, I'm glad you think that.
You're like, that's a terrible genre.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care for this at all.
Imagine the crossover opportunities, though. I saw some cool art of a Xbox fighting game, which would just be epic. Like Ori versus Doom Guy.
That would be cool, like
imagine?
Smash type.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
That would be sick.
Xbox All Stars. But yes,
Hell yeah.
there's so much going on there. I'm really excited. Kat, would you like to wrap up with anything? Is there anything on your mind that you need to tell the world?
Yeah. I do have something on my mind. Where's Elden Ring at? Yeah.
I know.
That's supposed to come out this March or April. Like, we're running out of time.
The whole trailer leaked. Why haven't they shown it? I'm so confused.
Fuck you. Like, eat shit, you fucking slow ass writer man.
Yeah,
dog.
let's blame it all on George.
It's all George's fault. No, but really, the whole trailer leaked, and literally they released everything in March, or March basically. Like, where's it at?
Now.
Gimme.
It's the 12th. It's the 12th now.
So here's my hope: trailer March 23rd, released April 12th.
Oh,
April
you heard
17th.
it here first.
I don't know.
You heard it here first.
I want it to release early April, but I feel like it. Oh man, let's do it April 4th. April 1st.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's gonna kill Outriders.
Fuck Outriders.
That's hilarious. I finished the Outriders demo too. It was good. That's my thoughts on it.
How good was that mission that I told you to play?
It's hilarious.
Terraforma.
Everybody died.
Good. Everybody dies. I'm so excited to play the full game and see if they're like, we don't know how to continue a character, so we're gonna end them as soon as that mission.
I am
like,
excited.
we don't know continuity.
I like how at the end of the demo they show an extended trailer, and I'm excited to get the fuck out of that gross first area that's just really barren and shit, and
I
see
want to go
some
into
of
some
these
grass.
Beautiful worlds and more beautiful
snow bits,
biomes and stuff. Looks sick.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get it. You know what? I should download it on PlayStation to see how well it runs. Because it's also it's fucking cheap on PlayStation. Like Big Dub selling it for $69. Like, hell yeah.
That's good. That is so much.
That's good.
So much better than full price.
And it's got
digital.
crossplay, so what does it matter?
Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Sick.
Yeah.
Well, that's only 3 weeks away or whatever, 2 weeks away. That's hella sick. Finally, a new game I can play that's not fucking on Game Pass. All right, sweet. Well, Kat, tell us about your streams and where people can find you.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at CapCatty and on Twitch at CapCat. My stream schedule is starting to kick into gear. So we are doing Wednesdays always, and this Sunday we begin Souls-like Sundays.
Oh, that's huge.
Boom! We're gonna be playing fucking Dark Souls 1 Remaster is where we're gonna start. We're gonna start with some multiplayers. I got my good friends playing with me. I got Simon and Callum, and we're gonna try and slowly play through all of the Dark Souls, and then we'll find any other multiplayers that we can that are Souls-like, and then if there are none, I will continue on solo with the likes of, Sekiro, Neo. Actually,
Nice.
I could probably duo Neos and Bloodborne with Cal because he has a PlayStation 4, so we'll do some PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 combo.
Sick.
But I'm really excited because, as you all know, my favorite genre, and I'm ready to fucking shred ass.
So good. Shred ass. Well, I'm excited for that. I really want to see your pro Souls skills in action.
So, Dark Souls 1, I don't know. Like, I've played that. I've finished Dark Souls 1 once. Dark Souls 2, I am the fucking king, bitch. Like, I've finished that like 20 plus times.
Wow.
Like, I'm good. Like, I know exactly where I'm going. I know everything. But we will be playing the one
Scholar of the First Sin.
That's it, thank you. I was like, something of sin. We're gonna play Scholar of the First Sin.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah. Hilarious. I can't remember my own games that I love to play. But I haven't finished that. Dark Souls 3 I've only finished a couple of times, so I'm not 100% certain on where everything is there as well. So a lot of death and confusion will be had in Dark Souls 1 and 3, but Dark Souls 2, that's my zone, Like,
Nice.
I fucking nail that shit.
Fuck yeah. Can't wait. That's awesome. Well, fantastic news. As always, you know where to find me on Twitter at Direckt Gaming, or if you're on the YouTube channel, check out anchor.fm/controllers and coffee for this very podcast that you're watching right now. If you're listening to the audio version, youtube.com/Direckt Gaming is the video version where you can see our lovely faces. And if you want your question featured on the show, hit me up on Twitter or send us an email, controllersandcoffee@gmail.com, and we'll answer your questions on the show. Can't wait to do
Controllers Pod on Twitter.
And Controllers Pod on Twitter. Thank you.
It's new, so don't forget that shit.
It is new. Go follow it. We'll be uploading all our episodes there and have some cool new content there as well. Kat, thanks for joining me. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll speak to you
also
soon, and I'll speak to all of you soon as well. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.